We begin with new details on a shooting just steps from the White House that left two West Virginia National Guard members in critical condition. Federal officials say the attack happened on Wednesday afternoon near the Farragut West Metro station. The soldiers were on a routine high-visibility patrol when, according to investigators, a lone gunman came around a corner and opened fire at close range in what officials call an ambush-style attack. The victims are Specialist Sarah Beckstrom, 20 years old, and Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf, 24 years old. Both underwent emergency surgery and remain in critical condition at a Washington hospital. The victims are Specialist Sarah Beckstrom, 20 years old, and Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf, 24 years old. Both underwent emergency surgery and remain in critical condition at a Washington hospital. The suspect is 29-year-old Rahmanullah Lakanwal, an Afghan national. Authorities say he drove across the country from his home in Bellingham, in Washington state, before carrying out the attack. Investigators say he was armed with a .357 caliber Smith & Wesson revolver. After he allegedly shot the first guardsman and fired multiple times at the second, other guard members nearby returned fire, wounding him and taking him into custody. He is now hospitalized under heavy guard. Lakanwal came to the United States in the year 2021 under Operation Allies Welcome, a program created to resettle Afghans who worked alongside American forces. Officials say he had previously served with an elite counterterrorism unit in Kandahar that worked closely with United States intelligence and military teams. According to federal records described by authorities, he applied for asylum late in the year 2024 and was granted that status earlier this year. Investigators say there were several layers of background and security checks as part of that process, and that there is no record so far of a criminal history in the United States or of foreign travel since his arrival. At the same time, the shooting has reignited a political fight over how tens of thousands of Afghan evacuees were vetted. The United States Citizenship and Immigration Services has paused the processing of new immigration requests from Afghan nationals while security and vetting procedures are reviewed. Federal authorities say the case is being treated as a potential act of terrorism. Teams have executed search warrants at the suspect's home and seized phones, computers, and other electronic devices as they work to retrace his steps and look for any signs of radicalization, planning, or outside support. Officials also emphasize that crimes among Afghans admitted under Operation Allies Welcome appear to be rare, even as this case fuels new scrutiny of the program. Investigators are now building a timeline of the suspect's travel from Washington state to the nation's capital, reviewing his communications and interviewing people who knew him. They say those findings will help determine motive and whether additional charges are warranted.